Something led you here. Maybe it was a feeling you couldn't shake, a quiet pull towards something bigger, something you can't quite explain. Most people would have kept scrolling, but you didn't, and that says a lot. Some messages aren't meant for everyone, only for those who are ready to receive them. You feel it, don't you? Like you're on the verge of discovering something that's been there all along, just waiting for you to notice. Not everyone sees the signs. Society has trained people to ignore their instincts, to silence the voice inside that urges them to wake up. It's easier to dismiss the unexplainable than to confront the possibility that reality isn't what it seems. But the few who listen, the ones who pay attention, start to see patterns. Little synchronicities, déjà vu, moments that feel like puzzle pieces falling into place. Most brush it off, but the 1% know better. They don't just see the message, they feel it. This isn't just another video, it's a signal, a marker, a moment designed for those who are ready. If something deep inside you is resonating, that's no accident. It's recognition. The world isn't what it appears to be, and some are meant to see beyond the surface. But here's the real question. Why do so many miss it? Why do 99% of people remain blind to what's right in front of them? From the moment a person is born, the path is already laid out for them. Go to school, get a job, follow the rules, fit into the system. Society calls it normal life, but is it really? Most people never stop to question it. They wake up, go to work, come home exhausted, rinse and repeat, year after year. It's a cycle that feels safe, predictable, even comfortable. But deep inside, there's a nagging feeling, a whisper that something isn't right, that life wasn't meant to be just survival. Yet the illusion is powerful. It's reinforced everywhere, by family, by education, by media. Work hard, retire at 65, and maybe you'll have time to enjoy life. But by then, most have already lost their fire, their dreams, their sense of purpose. The system wasn't designed to set people free. It was built to keep them in line. And the worst part? Most don't even realize they're trapped. They defend the very chains that hold them back, mistaking routine for security, mistaking existence for living. But the 1%, they see through it. They recognize that true freedom isn't about following the script, but breaking away from it. They stop waiting for permission, stop accepting limits placed on them by others. They don't just survive, they create, they lead, they define their own path. And once that shift happens, there's no turning back. But what triggers this awakening? What makes a person suddenly snap out of the illusion and see reality for what it truly is? For some, the illusion shatters in a single moment. A conversation that hits differently, a book that speaks directly to the soul, a sudden realization in the dead of night that refuses to be ignored. It's like a veil being lifted. What once seemed normal now feels like a carefully crafted trap. The job, the routines, the expectations, suddenly they don't make sense anymore. It's not just about questioning the system. It's about realizing they were never truly free. And once that thought takes root, there's no turning back. For others, the shift happens gradually. A feeling that something's missing turns into a relentless search for answers. They start noticing patterns, questioning coincidences, seeing the cracks in the facade. Conversations with old friends feel empty, routines feel suffocating, and the things that once brought comfort now seem meaningless. It's unsettling at first, realizing that life as they knew it was nothing but a scripted play. But discomfort is often the first step toward transformation. And then a decision must be made. Stay where it's safe, pretending not to know the truth, or step into the unknown and reclaim control. This is where most people hesitate. Fear creeps in, doubt whispers, and the weight of change feels unbearable. But the 1%, they push forward. They understand that growth comes with risk, that freedom requires courage. The question is, once the truth is seen, will it be embraced or ignored? Because ignoring it means going back to sleep, but embracing it, that changes everything. There's a force within every person waiting to be awakened, but the world does a good job of burying it under doubt, fear, and endless distractions. From a young age, people are told to follow the rules, stay in line, and not aim too high. Over time, that inner spark, the one that could ignite greatness, grows dim. But here's the thing. It never truly goes out. For those who are ready to listen, it's still there, quietly waiting to be reclaimed. The 1% understand this. They've felt the pull to break free from what they've been taught, to stop looking outward for validation and start searching inward. It's not about luck or talent. It's about the willingness to rediscover what's been there all along. It's about unlearning the lies that told you to settle for less, and remembering that you were born with the power to create, to change, to lead. That power isn't gone. It's just been silenced by years of conditioning. And this isn't some abstract idea. It's real, tangible, and yours. It's the courage to take risks, the creativity to imagine a different life, the resilience to keep going when the world tries to push you down. Those who awaken to this truth no longer ask for permission. They take action. They rewrite the rules. But here's the real question. If this power is already within you, why are so many still afraid to claim it? What's holding you back? What would happen if you unleashed it? There comes a moment when a man stands at a crossroads. One path leads back to the familiar, the predictable routines, the comfort of blending in, the illusion of safety. The other path is unknown, uncertain, and full of risk. It's intimidating, but deep down, there's a pull toward it, an instinct that whispers, "This is the way forward." The 1% don't hesitate. They step into the unknown, knowing that true freedom isn't given, it's taken. And once that choice is made, everything changes. Most people hesitate. Fear grips them, whispering every excuse. What if I fail? What if I lose everything? What will people say? The weight of doubt is heavy, but the cost of staying the same is even heavier. Because here's the truth. Doing nothing is also a choice. Choosing comfort over growth, routine over transformation, fear over courage, it all leads to the same result. A life of what-ifs, of untapped potential, of looking back and wondering what could have been. That's the real risk, not failing, but never trying. But the ones who decide to break free, they never look back. They realize that the only way to truly live is to take control, to stop waiting for the right moment, and start creating it. And when they do, they become unstoppable. The illusion loses its power, fear becomes fuel, and their vision becomes reality. But there's one final step left, the step that separates dreamers from doers. Will you take it? Will you finally act on what you now know? You've made it this far, and that alone sets you apart. Most people would have turned away, distracted by the noise of the world, but not you. You stayed, you listened, and something inside you shifted. That's not an accident. The truth is, once the mind expands, it can never go back. You've seen through the illusion. You've felt the pull of something greater. And now the question isn't if you'll change, but when. The choice is yours, and only yours to make. But here's the thing, knowing isn't enough. Knowledge without action is just another form of hesitation. The world will try to pull you back into the familiar, back into the routine that keeps most people stuck. Will you let it? Or will you stand up, step forward, and take control of your destiny? Because the 1%, they don't wait. They don't ask for permission. They decide, they move, they create. They rewrite their story. And right now, you have the chance to do the same. So, will you keep ignoring the signs, or will you face the truth and take control of your life? Because if you don't, nothing changes. But if you do, if you take that step, even without knowing exactly where it leads, that's where transformation begins. The path is open, the door is unlocked. The only question left is, will you walk through it? Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss another message like this. The journey has only just begun. Are you ready?